Hey everybody, it's John, retired old man. Welcome to the video. Going to talk today, how do they make a lighter that for about a quarter that comes all the way from China? All these pieces are included in here and everybody make a profit along the line. Well, here I'm on the back porch. Been doing a little bit of flower bed work today. That's why I got the goofy hat on. The sun's been bright here in the upper east side of Texas. My wife's been planting flowers in the backyard. She's quite the green thumb, that lady is. And she really keeps the yard pretty that we have. Opened up just a little bit this afternoon. Strike up one more time. Whoa, that burnt my thumb. Kind of windy out here on the back porch today. The other day I was looking at the video about one of these lighters right here, and they call it the 15-cent lighter. I think that's probably before the inflation that we have today, but let's just call it a 25-cent lighter. Now, this 25-cent lighter, according to that video, and I'm assuming it's going to be very similar to this lighter right here. Some of the specs might be slightly off a little bit, but the principle is still the same. The lighter that they had 31 individual parts in it. 31 individual parts. Each one of those parts had to be manufactured, machined, engineers, and precisely made to fit together, come to this one lighter. Not only do those 31 parts have to come together, everybody along the way had to make a little bit of money on each one of those parts to make it. Then that thing had to be packaged, tested, filled with butane, put on a container ship, come over here, put on a diesel truck, a semi truck, hauled to a particular warehouse. The warehouse had to make some money off of it before it went to the retailer. The retailer had to pay somebody in the store to stock it, and then to ring it up, and it walked out and still came all the way from China for 25 cents. Talking a little bit about that, over my shoulder right there is my little machine shop. I'm not a machinist by trade. I'm a hobby machinist. I actually build little steam engines and gas engines, but that's another story for another day. In my machine shop out through there, it's not a problem at all for me to reach a tolerance of 1,000th or half a thousandth, because I'm usually working on bigger stuff. My steam engine cylinders and so forth, they have like 1-inch bores, 1.5-inch bores. My gas engines have 1 inch, 1.5-inch bores, so forth. So I can get by just fine with 1,000th of an inch tolerance, and everything will work fine. But when it comes to machining, the smaller the part, the more critical the tolerance becomes, and the closer the tolerance has to be. Now, I have no idea what the tolerance would be in here, but I'm sure that you're going to have tolerances plus or minus about a half thousand. Now, with injection molding, you can do that. I'm not saying you can't, but to put all this stuff together right here, all these different parts, all these different things that they have, to put this in there and just sell it for 25 cents is absolutely amazing. This video is talking about how the engineers in China, and they're all made in one place. I'll forget the name of the city, but there's one place that makes all these cigarette lighters, all these lighters. And I forget what it's called, but you can look it up. It's on the YouTube. And but the amazing thing is, it came all the way from, I was going to talk about how Chinese the engineers do, and I was talking about in China, they're not worried about cutting the cost, shaving $1 here and shaving a few cents there. They take each one of these individual parts and they take a look at it, and they find a way they can save 1/100th of a cent. That's what they're looking at. If they can save 1/100th of a cent by cutting a little bit of plastic off here, shaving a little bit off the wall here, doing some reinforcement, making this a little thinner or a little bit wider, a little smaller, and so forth. Now, those are my words. I'm not sure they're actually doing that, but that's the mindset that they have. They take each one of those 31 parts, and how do we save 1/100th of 1 cent? Now, believe it or not, there goes a loud motorcycle. It's about quitting time around here, and my house, as I've said before, we moved out here, you couldn't hear anything, but they're building all around us out here, and that road's about, probably around 300 or 400 yards that way, and it gets pretty loud here around quitting time. They make about 80,000. I think the number was 80,000 of these things a day. They spit out all day long, year round, 80,000 of these, and you can get it today over to Dollar Tree. I think they're 4 for a pack for about $1.25. It is amazing how they can do that and make something so dependable. You got to admit, it's dependable. It works every time. You carry it in your pocket. And I don't even call myself a smoker. I light up a bowl of pipe tobacco about 3 or 4 times a month, maybe sometimes a couple months. If it's cold out on the back porch, I might go from winter to early spring before I fire up anything again. So one of these things lasts me a long time. I can leave it on the shelf, come back a year later, I'll pick this thing up, and all I got to do is do that, and it lights right back up. Those rascals over there are pretty amazing. Hey, this is John, retired old man. Till we meet again, we'll catch you here on the next video.